Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Albums and Memories where I talk about albums in my collection and I talk about the memories I have with them. Now, today we're going to be talking about Gnarls Barkley Staying Elsewhere and Chaos's Atlantis Hymns for Disco. Now, we're going to talk about Staying Elsewhere first. Now, I bought this CD back when I first, like, a couple of months after, 3 months after Crazy became really big, I really really enjoyed the song a lot. And I'm like, holy crap, the song is actually really good. I want to listen to the rest of their album. Yes, Gnarls Barkley is there. There are two people, Danger Mouse, the producer, and CeeLo, the singer, as all of you know from the song F.U. And I remember hearing this song, Gnarls Barkley, and everybody made the joke on the radio, like, ooh, Gnarls Barkley, is he the brother of Charles Barkley? I'm like, And the song was being played everywhere, and I'm like, wonder what else they do. And then eventually I saw a 4-star review from the Toronto Sun giving this actually a really good. It was it was a positive review, 4 out of 5. It's just that I remember hearing like, oh, that first half is great, and then it kind of like, it's still good at the second half, but something feels off. Which, yeah, it's a neo-soul album, and it's, like, really good. And I kind of, at some point, I do kind of agree. Like, the first time I heard Go Go Gadget Gospel, I was blown away, because I think I heard this, it was mentioned by one of the Beastie Boys, and I'm like, oh my god, this song is actually really, really good. And Go Go Gadget Gospel was the very first song I ever put in my very first MP3. So I'm like, yes, this is actually bringing back memories. And then the rest, then songs like Staying Elsewhere, Gone Daddy Gone, and Smiley Faces. Oh my god, Smiley Faces. That just brings me back to such good memories. That and the Boogie Monster. The Boogie Monster pretty much guarantees, pretty damn decent memories, because I'm, running around the house. This came out in grade 10, and I remember buying this album with money in my shoe, and I bought this at a Best Buy. And I'm like, this only cost $15. Pretty nice. And I bought it, and I'm like, oh my god, this is actually a really good album. And I'm like, yes. And I remember whenever my dad used to go to basketball, at a high school with his friends, at a high school, not in high school, but at a certain point in time, my dad on Tuesdays used to go to basketball with his friends, leaving us kids behind, home alone, and I put the CD on, and I'm just all over the place. I'm living. I really like this song, and I'm just going all out. And I'm like, yes, this song is amazing. The Boogie Monster song is I'm just running back and forth towards the living room and the front door, and I'm running back and forth. I'm going all over the house, and it was really fun time. And then the second half of the album, the second part of the album. It goes, the first half seems a little bit, lighthearted, and then the second half kind of goes into more neo-soul, or pretty much hip-hop, the beats are pretty much hip-hop. It's not as energetic as the first half, but the second half, it's entertaining, the quality is really good, it's just that it kind of goes into, a darker territory, it kind of seems like it changes volumes a little bit, Just a Thought and Transformer is actually up there in terms of the energy is there in the first half, but it's still a bit off. It belongs in the second half, and then again, this is a really good and really complete album. But here's the thing. These guys are more than the song Crazy. Check out this album and the other album they have, because this is actually a really damn good album to listen to. Just listen to it all the way through. It's amazing. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful song and a beautiful album. And this is a great album, but I think the next album is even better, and I will get to that later. But honestly, this is actually look, the CD is amazing. Look at the CD. The CD is just amazingly beautiful. I can look at the CD. I can kind of look at the CD and be hypnotized, because I remember recently, a couple of weeks ago, I listened to this entire album, and I'm like, oh my god, the memories that this is giving me, high school and whatnot. It's actually really good. It's actually giving me a really good state of mind, like all those grade 10 memories, and I really want that to come back. And yeah, you guys should totally like listen to it all the way through. Like this is only a half an hour, and it's actually a really damn good album. So you don't know what you're missing, even though this album is like what, from 2008. It's actually a really damn good album. No, sorry, 2006. This is almost 13 years old at this point in 2019. It's really good. You should listen to it. Just give it a chance. And speaking of albums that you should give a chance, the next album I want to talk about is Atlantis, Hymns for Disco by Chaos. Which, here's the thing. I used to like think this was an okay album when this came out. My dad bought this in high school for me during Christmas, and I'm like, I was hoping it would be like Joy. Like I knew even back then, I knew that it was going to be a tough act to follow because Joy for Rebellion is my favorite album ever, like by him or by anybody. That is my favorite album. And I remember listening to this entire thing and thinking, yeah, this is a good album. Like this is pretty good. And like, yeah, this is actually a pretty good album. And then even back then, I didn't realize how appreciative I was. Like over time, this became my second favorite Chaos album. And like, I didn't realize, like, I don't know if it was just hindsight, but even in high school, I didn't know. I knew how somehow at the back of my mind, I knew how appreciative this album would be to me, because this is the album that actually, like, Joy for Rebellion was the album, my favorite album of all time, but at the same time, it actually taught me how to, like, explore, like, different genres of music. This pretty much was kind of the blueprint of how I should write. Or whenever I have problems with writing, or pretty much, like, trying to figure things out in terms of writing or creating, this is the album I listen to, because I don't know why. I have no idea why I kept coming back to this and not Joy for Rebellion. Granted, I don't want to ruin Joy for Rebellion if I play it too much, but this album hasn't been ruined for me at all. It has influenced me in terms of like my writing style. I don't know what happened. Like even like whenever I had a presentation, whenever I was in high school and I had to use music, and a song from this actually would be the thing that I would play. I remember at one point I was playing what's it called? Born to Run. Like I don't know if it was I think it was Born to Run during a class. It was a writing class in high school. And at one point the teacher just told me, pick another song, and I picked Valhalla. Oh, wait, hold on. No. I picked Valhalla for a song, and everybody was like, oh, what's this? Chaos? Oh, this is nice. And then a classmate of mine actually was like, wait, what is this? And she was like, wait a minute, is this what was his name? Like, it's right here. She's like looking at me because one of the songs is familiar. She's like, is this Kevin Drew? She's like, Kevin Drew from crap. What was that band he's in? Kevin Drew from Death Cab for Cutie. Death Cab for Cutie. She's like, is this featuring the guy from Death Cab for Cutie? I was like, yeah. I was like, oh my god, I never knew. What is this called? And I just gave her the CD. I'm like, oh my god, what is this? And so it's kind of like I would like again, I put this on anytime I need inspiration for something. Like Joy for Rebellion is my breakthrough, is like my favorite album, but this is for inspiration. This will always be for inspiration. And oh my god, like I really love Chaos. He's one of my favorite rappers of all time. And even though he doesn't have as much success as people like Kendrick or Drake, on the one hand, I'm really depressed that he doesn't have enough recognition in the mainstream. But on the other hand, I really like the fact that he's like not as well known aside from Crown Bucket, Man I Used to Be, and Sunday Morning. I'm really glad for that. Otherwise, he'd be just watered down, and I would actually like him a lot less because that would mean he wouldn't explore as much in terms of like genre or just finding himself. Like that's what attracted me to his music. Like he's alt hip hop. He puts other genres in his music, and it's actually really fascinating. and that's why I like these two albums. This is why I like these two artists, Gnarls Barkley and Chaos, because they explore things in a certain way, but it's just done so wonderfully. And I don't listen to these albums a lot, but again, you should totally check out these two albums because they explore things just so differently and beautifully. Just give these a chance. You'll actually be pleasantly surprised. Yes, there are people who actually are better at it, probably better at it in terms of neo soul and alt hip hop, but these two albums should not be passed over or underappreciated because they are really underrated. And that's all I have to say in this episode of Albums and Memories, and I'll see you another time. Thank you. And please listen to them all the way through because they are really, really good albums. Thank you.